So with everyone going around freaking out about the state of the WWE and how the WWE is going down the toilet and what they need to do to actually change things, well, there's something very simple I think that can be done that can change the landscape of WWE. And this one is predicated solely on a lot of things falling into place, but we're going to get into it and why I think Shinsuke Nakamura and Hideo Itami could be the saving grace of WWE. All this and more right here, right now on Fantasy Booking with Dead on Dave. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. And this is episode 2 of Fantasy Booking with me. And we're going to have a good old time. Look, the first one I had a lot of fun with. It was a Kevin Owens booking, and I think it was really good, him and Brock Lesnar. It was a lot of fun. You can check out that video. I think you'll like it. This one, I'm not going to lie to you. It's far-fetched only because neither guy is technically able to wrestle right now. One, because he's not under contract with WWE, and the other because he's still out with injury, even though I think he's close to returning. WWE is going through a time of transition and maybe a time of reinvention. They need something, anything, to change what they're doing. And the answer could be out there. It could be very easy, and it could be attainable by WrestleMania. You see, every so often, things kind of work themselves out. And it just so happens that around the same time that Hideo Itami, Kenta, as he used to be known, is coming back from injury, there's a guy on the Japan market, the Japanese market, that is, his contract is coming up with New Japan. It's expiring. And the fact is, he's 35 years old, and he's never performed with the WWE. Now, I think if you're a big wrestling fan, in fact, if you're watching this, more than likely you know who Shinsuke Nakamura is. He is the rock star of the Japanese circuit. He's absolutely amazing in everything he does. He's really good. He's really, really good. But from what I've found, him and Kenta have not had a whole bunch of battles in New Japan. In fact, the only video that I can find of one in my 5-minute search, now mind you, was a tag team match that they were on opposite sides of. And the action that they had is fantastic. It does have the same hiccups that a lot of New Japan Pro Wrestling has that I think people overlook when they try to say that, you know, it's the greatest wrestling in the world, which because of their constant striving to make the product look like real fighting, I think there's a lot of mishaps that happen that people just simply ignore. But that's okay. I'm not here to talk about that. In fact, I like it most of the time, especially when it's two guys of this caliber. These two guys have a chance to reshape the landscape of WWE. Now, the biggest question would be, how can they achieve this? How can this possibly happen? Well, it's real simple in my book. You have Hideo Itami come back as soon as he can. Just as soon as he can. I get that you probably want Finn Balor and Hideo Itami. I have a feeling that that is what they're building to down in NXT. That's probably going to be Finn's heel turn. Finn is going to probably be the guy that put Hideo out. I say scrap that. I say forget it. You don't need it. Keep Finn Balor down there. I think there's enough new guys that are coming that are going to give him some epic battles and help him even increase his stock even more. Okay? Hideo, his projection was already to the WWE main roster before he got hurt. It was already going in that direction. He was at WrestleMania last year. They were really chronicling his journey, and then he got hurt, and it kind of derailed everything. Why not bring him back up, because people do know who Kenta is. People know who Hideo Itami is, and I think they miss him. Have him in the Royal Rumble, but have him be number 1 or 2. Have him be early, and let him have an incredible performance in the Rumble. Not win the damn thing, because he doesn't need to for this purpose. Have him have a crazy performance. Like, maybe even set the all-time record for time. That's how good. And obviously, the guys who win it, they wouldn't have been in as longer, so he'll still have the record even though he doesn't win. But you have him have a crazy performance. And that's his reintroduction to WWE, to the WWE crowd. So the next night when he comes out for Monday Night Raw, he's got established credibility. He's got established pop. You tell the story throughout the Royal Rumble. You talk about it on Monday Night Raw before he comes out, halfway through the show. I put him at probably the opening to the third hour is when I would book this segment, by the way, for Monday Night Raw the next night. The entire night you're talking about, that's right, the amazing performance by Hideo Itami at the Royal Rumble. He'll be here tonight to make his WWE debut. What is he going to say to the WWE audience? All this stuff, right? You have him come out and you have him start to talk about his journey. Just because he's not a great English speaker, you just have him say a few words. Then weird music plays. Music nobody knows. And you just have somebody attack him. And it's Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura attacks him. Everyone's confused. Nobody really knows what's going on. He shows his face. The people who know him are going to pop. And more than likely, the crowd after Royal Rumble should be a heavy wrestling knowledge-based crowd. So they should pop really good. They should know who he is. And then you have him grab the mic. And he speaks really, really well English. I don't, apparently. He speaks English really well. And you have him just say, "I'm Shinsuke Nakamura. And Kenta, your time is over before it even began." Real something simple like that, right? Then you have them go back and forth, and you build it to WrestleMania, and you have them in a mid-card fight at WrestleMania. If you want to make it for a title, if you want to put someone like Kevin Owens in there, if he doesn't have something else going on, or if you want to make this over the United States title, something like that, I don't have a problem with that either. But having those two built to a match at WrestleMania could be something really big. Now, you don't even have to have it at WrestleMania. This doesn't have to happen immediately either. This could be something that you could plan for the summer if you want to give more time to stretch out to. Of course, I'm thinking WrestleMania because WrestleMania needs huge matches. I don't know if it's enough time to generate the buzz that it's going to need. It will internationally, there's no question, but I am afraid slightly because of the Japanese translation thing that a lot of American fans aren't going to be very supportive of this match. I think the diehards will, because they're going to want to see this fight. I know I do. I'm drooling just thinking about this fight. But I think once they make their entrances, once they have the fight, once they dance around each other and you see what magic these two can do. Go look at this tag team match from 2013 or 2012 just to see exactly what I'm talking about. It really is quite incredible. And I think once people see that, they're going to be sold on this. And when that happens, the culture is going to change because you're going to see what wrestling can truly, truly be. The majesty, just the amazing stuff, the majesty, the mastery, I should say. And I combine those two words because I'm horrible at everything I do. Remember that. But I think this has an opportunity to be one hell of a feud and really change things in the scene in WWE. Now, a lot of detractors are going to be like, this makes no sense. Why would you rush this? You just talked about not rushing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's completely valid. And I think that with those two, I think that story is a little bit different of a situation because of the feud that they've had. They've wrestled thousands of times. To my knowledge, Shinsuke Nakamura and Hideo Itami have not. They're also a couple years older than Zayn and Owens. I think that factors into it too. This is a quick injection situation that I don't want used on Owens and Zayn because I think that they're building blocks for a longer period of time than Shinsuke and Kenta. Kenta's a long-time building block, but I got a feeling that if Shinsuke Nakamura does come to WWE, it will not be on a long-term contract. I'm thinking they'll be lucky to get 2 years out of him before he eventually finishes his career in Japan. That's what makes sense to me. So I think if you have quick injection with these guys, it is a situation that could work and really, really make things interesting. Then you throw in around the same time having the one, the only, the fabulous Asuka debut as well. And then you can go with the idea of potentially having a New Japan faction. I don't think you necessarily have to do that, but I think it's going to make obvious sense. And because us American wrestling fans are so stupid, grouping like people together tends to help get them over. It's always been the same way. Long-haired assholes in DX. Big, strong brothers, Nation of Domination. Slightly smaller, strong, goofy brothers, New Day. Samoans. It kind of just goes that way where factions are grouped. That's like people come together. It's not like it was in the 80s when like the Dangerous Alliance or the Heenan family would just group everybody, creed, color, race, didn't matter, and put them in the same environment. It's not the same landscape anymore. Maybe it should be. Goddamn, if you think about it, it was more progressive then than it is now. And Jesus Christ, in that way, it was a melting pot of the Heenan family and the Deadly Alliance. Jesus. The Dangerous Alliance, The Dangerous Alliance. It was more progressive than it is now, because now everyone's just grouped together. Group them. Throw out three somewhat black women, put them together. They're bad, beautiful, and dangerous. Boom. It's the three whitest chicks that we can put together. Yep. That's PCB. They did kind of go against the grain a little bit by putting Alicia Fox with the Bellas, because she's not a Bella. But you know what I mean? That's just kind of how current booking goes. And that's really just in the WWE, because you look at the Bullet Club, that's a pretty diverse group as well. So, it is what it is. But I think that with these guys, they could change the landscape of the WWE in many, many ways. I just want to see the fight at WrestleMania in that grand scope that it'll be. Look, you need big name fights. You need it. And internationally speaking, this could be the biggest name fight that you can get. People in Japan will pay to see this fight. They will fly out to Dallas en masse to see this fight, because it's an incredible situation that they have. And I hope somebody realizes the potential that's there, because I see it. And if you have to have a diverse market to really make something as ambitious as WrestleMania 32 with the 90,000, 100,000 people that they want to draw, I think this is a way to capitalize on a market that they necessarily won't do normally. To me, it makes all the sense in the world. What do you guys think? I want to hear from you. Is this a stupid idea? I want to know what you think. Also, if you have any other booking ideas that you want to hear me try to spin my copious Dave logic on, just let me know in the comment section below, or on Twitter at DeadOnDaveV. Get me to 5,000 Twitter followers somehow. I don't know how to use Twitter. I'm terrible at Twitter. 5,000 Twitter followers, and I can get my ass on ProWrestlingTees.com. Holy crap. Sell the copious gear right there, which you can go get, by the way, at www.deadondave.spreadshirt.com. It's in the description box. We got brand new mugs and all kinds of stuff for sale. Go check that out, man. I think you'll dig what you see. Also, if you notice, I'm wearing the Wounded Warrior hat. I am a Wounded Warrior. I was hurt in Iraq. I was medically retired from the United States Army in 2010. Around this time, it's Christmas time. There's a lot of veterans out there that are hurting financially, physically, whatever. Support in any way that you can give back, even just a simple thank you for your service, even though it's cliched at this point, means a lot to veterans, sometimes more than others, especially if you actually bother to have a conversation with them. So support your veterans. If you know people that served, give them a little love. Wounded Warrior Project. And donate to the Wounded Warrior Project, Jesus, the Wounded Warrior Foundation, what they do is incredible for soldiers, so make sure that you go ahead and show them a little love around this time of year as well. But other than that, that's all I got. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Make sure you also check out my man, your man, the official musician of Dead on Dave Productions, Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah. He's got a brand new album coming out December 17th, Black Mozart. He'll be here on December 17th for a very special Creators Corner. That's right, the interview show that everybody can't get enough of is coming back. We're going to do an album launch party for Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah. He's a good friend. He's an awesome musician, and he's going to be taking the hip-hop world by storm. If you don't know him now, you're going to know him soon, so make sure you go check him out. And you can say, man, I knew him right from the beginning. You can go check out his new album, December 17th. You can buy it digital download at www.bandcamp.com. More specifically, www.realtalkthetruth.bandcamp.com, and go pick up the album. You got to go pick it up. Pick it up. Go get it. Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you, Sal, the copious graphics guru, for this amazing graphic that you did once again. There's nobody better. I got the best graphics guy. Yeah, all you other graphics guys can retire because I got the best guy in the business. He's quick, he's fast, he's reliable. White Death Graphics on Gmail. Go check him out if you have graphical needs. He's the man. All that information and much more is found in the description box. You can also donate to the channel there as well. And that, again, that's all I have. Thank you very much for joining me right here on Fantasy Bookings number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Hideo Itami. Book it, WWE. Take my money and book it. Send me a check after. Send me a check. Just send me a check. You don't have to put me on a contract. Send me a check. Other than that, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Keep it copious, people. Peace!